You got the rap horns, which I know you love, the video with 133 million views. You got production by Kanye West and a vocal style pre-chorus that is basically ripped from Travis Scott's No Bystanders. This equals a smash hit.
I had no idea Kanye produced that. You serious?
Yeah, I didn't know either until I was looking up the lyrics. I saw the production credit, and it's funny because as glossy and as flashy as he is, lyrically he's very authentic, and he stays true to telling his story and telling his truth in a lot of ways, and I really commend him for that.
Let me put you on game.
And we are going to move into our last topic. We've got an album review of Montero by Lil Nas X. If you are unfamiliar with who Lil Nas X is, he is one of the most popular and controversial artists making music right now. He first popped off with his incredibly viral hit, Old Town Road, which is a big hit with the kiddies and the TikToks. And then he is also famous for his memes, for his elite level trolling, and for the amount of controversy that he causes basically every time that he drops a music video. So this is his, what I believe is considered to be his debut album. So what are your thoughts on Montero?
This album surprised me in many ways.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's a really interesting album because it gets really personal, but it has such polish and flash to it. And you know what? I won't say polish. I'll say more pizzazz. It's flashy. It's glossy. It's, you know, very stylized. And you can tell that he has very particular taste that I don't often really dig, but I can tell that he's being himself. If you want to know who Lil Nas X is, you listen to this album and you'll get, I think, a very full view of who he is. Again, a lot of songs don't really fall at my taste, but there's a lot of effort that I dig. And other songs that kind of are in my wheelhouse are at least fun and have some entertainment value. And he gets an E for an effort for that. You know what I mean? So he went big, he went hard, and I think he stayed true to himself. That didn't always work for me though. So that's kind of my overall impression.
I think there's a lot to like about this album. I think it shows his growth as an artist. I think that with some of the singles released after Old Town Road, I wasn't really into, particularly like Panini or Rodeo. I thought that they were a little off. They were missing something. So I think that you can see a lot of his growth as an artist on this album. It's uneven for sure. There are some certain spots on here that I think could have been developed further or don't necessarily work in terms of structure or the song itself. But I think that there is a lot that you can glean from this album. I don't think he's necessarily doing anything incredibly innovative. It's a pop album that features elements of rap and rock, of course, but I don't think there's anything that is incredibly innovative on here. But that being said, I think that there is some merit in what he did. So let's get into the track list. We've got a couple tracks on the front end here. Let's start with talking about Montero. Incredibly controversial music video that we've discussed. Go back into the archives to catch our reaction to that one. But I like it a lot. I think it's super catchy. It's grown on me since we actually just reacted to the video, maybe because the video has so much going on. I didn't really process the song. But yeah, I love the acoustic guitar on that one, the clapping percussion. It's an interesting song, I think, that he's really expressing about loving someone that's closeted, but the song itself really resonates with me in terms of how catchy it is and how much I enjoy it when I listen to it. But what do you think?
Yeah, I add to that. You know, this song kind of stays locked and step into a lot of themes of this album, being whether it's unrequited love or closeted love, wanting to be loved for being your authentic self, questioning what your authentic self is, and struggling with your own identity. Not just from the LGBTQ plus side, but from just being a Black person, being poor, being, you know, downtrodden, having a rough childhood or upbringing that he alludes to. And the song captures some of that. And I really refuse to watch a video anymore because he just does so much. But like you said, once you listen to the song, I'm like, actually, this song is kind of fire. Like, call me by, like
Yeah.
it's impossible to not like it. I feel like if you don't like it, it's because you don't like him and what he stands for. But the sound isn't abrasive to me at all. I think it's pretty fun and catchy.
Yeah.
And goes right into Dead Right Now, which is a really interesting song. The production reminded me of Round of Applause by Waka Flocka. It was like almost identical in terms of the production style. If
I
you
gotta listen
listen
to
to
that
that,
again.
yeah, that the background dum 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 dum, like it's ripped right from that song. I thought it was almost the same producer, and then I looked, I'm like, oh no, it's a different producer. They just jacked the whole style. But it was cool because again, it leans on the theme of, oh, like you're dead to me right now because when I was trying to reach out to you and talk to you, you weren't really paying attention to me, but now I'm blown up and now everybody wants a piece of me. Like, nah, forget that. How about you?
I echo those sentiments. I think it's I like the production wherever it came from. I think it really works. It's definitely when I talked about him maturing as an artist, it's him diving into his relationship with his mother, which seems like the relationship is really strained. There's really good rapping. I love the bridge. The bridge is really good. That Hallelujah part, I think that was a really
Yeah,
good interpolation there in the middle.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a really good song. I enjoyed it. He kind of continues that run for me with Industry Baby next.
yeah,
Another controversial video for sure. Which is but I enjoy it. I think it's really fun. I think it's an interesting concept. But yeah, really triumphant song. Probably my favorite song on the album. It basically sounds like a victory lap with him relishing in his accomplishments thus far. Uh, they need to get the NBA and the NFL on the phone because that needs to be like in the little commercial snippets that they have right before they go into commercial for the NBA and NFL games. That would be perfect, especially with the trumpets and everything.
yeah.
I love Jack Harlow's verse, really smooth, really fits really well. A lot of swagger. He didn't peak in high school. He's out here getting cuter. Like, I think that's very Instagram caption level bar. So good for
Yeah,
Jack Harlow. But yeah, probably my favorite song on the album.
yeah. I echo some of that. To me, this song was the perfect formula. You got the rap horns, which I know you love. You got the video with 133 million views. You got production by Kanye West and a vocal style pre-chorus that is basically ripped from Travis Scott's No Bystanders. And
Mm.
this equals a smash hit.
I had
And
no idea Kanye produced that. You serious?
yeah, I didn't know either until I was
That's
looking up
crazy.
the lyrics. I saw the production credit, and I do remember hearing that he was involved with this song. And so, and it's funny because as glossy and as flashy as he is, lyrically he's very authentic, and he stays true to telling his story and telling his truth in a lot of ways. And I really commend him for that, for not being like overly simplistic from a product over a produced beat like this. He is still raw. He still, talks about his life. He still talks about being gay, liking gay dudes, and also people doubting him and his accomplishments and his ability, whether or not he's a one-hit wonder. He embraces all of that, and he lets you know who he is without being ashamed. And so, yeah, another strong portion of this front end of the album. And then it transitions to another favorite of mine on this album. That's What I Want. And I like this because it kind of starts the pop rock stretch of the album. And I thought it was really entertaining. I enjoy the guitar. I enjoy the hook. It bops. And he describes basically wanting an authentic relationship and love, which I personally relate to. I don't know who wouldn't be able to relate to I don't know anyone who's actually been in a long-term healthy relationship who wouldn't want some of the things that he's yearning for in this song.
Yeah, for sure. I echo all of those sentiments. I think it's another really good, catchy pop song. I love how driving and urgent the acoustic guitar is on that. And we joke about the videos being controversial. That's another video that's caused a lot of controversy. But I do want to say for Nas, I do appreciate him normalizing same-sex love. I think that he's doing a lot of things in his videos that people have raised a lot of concern about, but it's not really anything different from outside of him giving the devil a lap dance. Outside of that, just him kissing another man or him dancing in the shower on Industry Baby. Like, these are things that are seen in every other rap video for the most part. Like, they're not anything unusual. It's just because of the way that it's presented and who he is that's the reason it causes controversy. So I will say that I do appreciate him normalizing that kind of imagery. But to get back into the album, after That's What I Want, it kind of launches into a stretch where I feel like it kind of just gets okay for me. I didn't really like Scoop. I thought that that was kind of reminiscent of like the Panini type of stuff that we heard like
Mm.
uh after Old Town Road. It was just a basic pop song. One of Me, uh I'm not really a fan of the hook. I do enjoy the subject matter of him talking about fighting against being a one-hit wonder, but the song doesn't quite get there for me. Lost in the Citadel, I thought was good, but you know, it's not great. I think it's an interesting take on 2000s pop rock. It's I like his singing on that, but there's still a little something missing. But then it gets into Dollar Sign Slime, which I do like. I thought Meg was a good choice for the feature, but I thought, you know, it was a good song for me, but it didn't quite reach the highs of the first couple songs on the album.
Yeah, I kind of felt similar. I thought Scoop was kind of bland and corny. I kind of liked, Doja Cat's verse, but it wasn't like it was just an average song, and it has an addictive quality when you keep hearing it. But I find myself not wanting to play it. So
Mm.
as I listen over and over again to these albums, sometimes there's a song like, I actually kind of like this when I hear it on repeat, but there's not enough there for me to really say it's a favorite. One of Me, I love Elton John's piano performance, and it disappointed me because I thought I was actually going to hear him singing. So
Same.
to then I realized like, oh, it's just him on the piano. He did his thing on the piano, and I loved his little riff at the end. But I would have loved to actually get an Elton John, a true feature, so to
Yeah.
speak. And then Lost in the Citadel, Dollar Sign Slime. He just threw Dollar Sign Slime in there as a rap song to maybe keep it rap for the album. But if it wasn't for this song, like this stretch of the album from if it wasn't for this and Scoop, this stretch of the album is basically mid 2000s rock, which
Yeah.
just for me personally, I'm not that big a fan of. I understand the sound, it's familiar, and I think he could start his own rock band, but that's not personally what I look for when listening to this type of music. And but all through it, I also saw him embracing his truth, speaking authentically, and his lyrics and the lyrical content of what he broaches in a lot of these songs was to me pretty at sometimes powerful and other times very introspective.
Yeah. I agree for sure. After the Meg track, Tales of Dominica, I really like that song. I really like the cascading guitar and the tambourine combo that really works for me. I thought it was a really great hook from Nas, and it was a really interesting verse about his anxiety. I thought maybe he was talking about his mom and his childhood and kind of living a transient lifestyle while also being scared to go back home. So I thought that was interesting. Sun Goes Down was catchy. The Void was a little long. I just thought it was okay. Don't Want It is another okay song. So like, you kind of launch into another 3-song stretch where it's just like it's okay for me. I like the genre. Like I know it's a genre for you that's where it's kind of hit or miss. I do like the genre overall, but I just don't think that there's anything new or unique about it where when he's attempting it. So it doesn't necessarily work. I do enjoy his diversity on the album though. I think that he can tap into more. I think that this is a symptom of where he can probably have a better next album. I think that he shows a lot of diversity in terms of his ability to sing and to rap and to create melodies, but it doesn't always come together. Uh, Life After Salem, I like that one a lot. A definite left turn on the track list. It's a little darker, very brooding. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like the production reminds me a little bit of a Radiohead song. He's talking kind of about this parasitic relationship that he's in. I think it's some of his best vocals on the album as well. On the chorus, that What You Want From Me, I thought that was a really pained vocal from him, so I enjoyed it. And then he kind of closes it out with Am I Dreaming, which I thought was a really beautiful song. I know Miley can be hit or miss, especially with her foray and exploitation of Black music there for a couple years. But she definitely dipped back into her country roots, and I really enjoyed her singing on here. I thought it was really beautiful. Her and Nas worked together really well. I thought it reminded me a lot of like a classic country duet. So I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that song, and it was a good closer for me.
I echo some of the same sentiments that you have from Tales of Dominica down to Am I Dreaming. Except again, they're not, some of those songs are really not to my taste. Of those songs though, I think Void was one of my favorites actually. I enjoyed the laid back style. I enjoyed the electric guitar. It was very subtle. Most songs that have that ballad like appeal, I enjoy. It's not quite a ballad, but it is just a longer song and he kind of mellows you out, which I appreciate. And I enjoy listening to that type of music. Don't Want It, I was good on. Life After Salem, again, more rock inspired music. And I agree with the diversity that you mentioned about him. And Am I Dreaming, I thought was one of the best songs when I first heard it. But then after listening to it, I think that their vocal performances both underwhelmed me a little bit. I felt like they sounded good, but they didn't really go for it all. And they kind of kept themselves within a certain box. Maybe they don't have as much range as I might expect a duo like this to have, but I feel like that performance could have gone a bit more, and it could have been a very great song as opposed to just being a good song to me.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite tracks? Let's get 4.
Yeah. Call Me by Your Name, That's What I Want, Industry Baby, and Void, I think are my favorites.
So I have a similar list. I'm gonna go Montero, Call Me by Your Name, Industry Baby, Am I Dreaming, and Tales of Dominica. So that'll be my list. And as usual, let's close out the review. If you were to recommend this to someone, particularly our listeners, how strong would your recommendation be? What would you say to them?
My recommendation would be a 3. I think you could give this album a shot. I found some temptation to lambast it, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great either. It's okay. Some of the songs again don't really work well, but that's just my personal taste. I don't know. Someone who has more of a rock ear could maybe like trash the album more or praise it more. But me personally, it has enough on it that I enjoy and I can actually listen to repeatedly. And so for that, I can say you can give it a shot. I think there's something here for everybody.
We're in lockstep on that one. I have give it a shot as well. I think that he's not necessarily reinventing the wheel with any of the genres that he dips into in terms of the sound. I do think he's incredibly innovative in terms of his openness about who he is as a person and sexuality. I think it's been rubbing people the wrong way, but so I do like his level of bravado in who he is. So I think that's refreshing. But musically, I don't necessarily think that the sounds that he's experimenting with are done in an innovative enough way to basically call the album itself innovative. I think he experiments with a lot of sounds, but I don't necessarily think that it comes together all the way for me. But I think that there are a lot of highs on this album that he can really work with and move forward. I do like Lil Nas X a lot more as an artist than I ever thought I would after Old Town Road, because I do like Old Town Road, but I thought it was kind of a one-shot type of, a meme basically in song form. So it's interesting to see that his career has developed into him turning into like an actual artist that I do think has an incredible amount of talent. Honestly, I think that he just has to find a way to put it all together. But I do think with the progression that we've seen from his previous projects into this one, I think that we've seen enough to indicate that his next album could be something that we can all really get behind and look forward to. But I do like this. I think that if you like pop music, this is well worth a shot. It's better than 99% of pop music that's out here, to be honest. So yeah, I really enjoy moments on it, but some moments fall short. But overall, I think it is a solid project.
Yeah, I echo a lot of those sentiments. I think that as long he's not going to be without the best producers in the world. You know what I mean? If he wants to work with, he got Elton John to do piano. I haven't seen many other artists besides maybe Young Thug get Elton John on a song, and that was just a sample. I don't know if he was actually recording in the studio with him, but Lil Nas X is going to get a lot of support from a lot of different people, and so it's up to him as to how great he wants to be with his music and where he's going to really challenge himself. So I just hope that he continues to go on his trajectory and, bust out some more tracks that we can all jam to.
Yeah, for sure.